Ain't no how Steppin with Marcus J. It's time to end the show with our rants and our closings. And I know it's at least one person that's mad as hell that I ain't let Double Dutch Bus just play. But you know what? We in here late. It's after 9, so you're going to have to just roll with me tonight. Ain't no how Steppin with Marcus J. Live from the den, y'all. LegacyInternetRadio.com, MixLR, independent, y'all. We doing our own thing because we ain't on that website we used to be on. No more. Ain't no ask that with Marcus J. So as we go around the room, we always allow our guest to get it in first. And Miss Unique, it's your opportunity when we do our rants and we do our closings, we have an opportunity to just speak our piece and say whatever is on our mind, whatever's on our heart, girl. The floor is yours. The mics is turned off. We ain't got nothing to say. It's on you, girl. What you got? One more time. Your mic wasn't on. That's my bad. My bad. Your mic wasn't on. One more time.
I just want to start out by saying peace and blessings to the nation of gods and earths, to my young queens. I be Queen Mother Unique, Beloved Wisdom Earth. Thank you for having me. I hope to return someday soon. Peace. Ain't no ass stabbing Marcus J. You're certainly welcome to join us anytime your heart desires. Or anytime we call you and say, girl, we need you to come into the crew. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. So we appreciate it, though. Thank you. I know we talked about this in the past, having you here. And, of course, today was a good day, and it made me very happy to see you across the table from me. So personal thank you from me, and thank you from the crew. Thank you for being here, and it's been a good night and a good show. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. is pleased to move across the room and see my main man JR drop some knowledge on us, brother. What you got, my man?
What I got I guess for my rant or whatever today, it would be watch what you're giving up. From the laws that we see trying to take shape by those that govern us and those that control things behind the scenes, I would just say that when they're asking you to give up your right to bear arms, whether you choose to own a gun or not. I don't own a gun. I don't feel like I need one. But whether you choose to own one or not, whether you choose to walk down the street with your pants around your ankles, ask yourself why you would even think about giving up any rights that are given to you, and what you actually gain by giving up those rights. Because once those rights are given up, and once you give full authority to someone else to decide for you, you definitely lose a certain amount of security with that. So I would just say to the listeners, watch, listen, stay informed, and watch what you're giving up.
Ain't no hashtag real Marcus J. That's your main man, JR. Definitely insightful. Glad to have you. Glad to have you part of the crew. It's your second time joining us.
Glad to be here.
Definitely got a sneaky suspicion that we're going to be hearing from this brother a whole lot in the near future. Definitely glad. S.Y. Butler is saying awesome show tonight. Good night, girl. We ain't finished. We still got to do our rants, so don't you be hanging up on us. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, JR, once again, for having your moment and giving your rant as we do at this time of the show. And I'm definitely happy because I didn't expect to be able to do this tonight. I thought we were going to be asking if it's unusual, but it's not unusual because Carlton Banks ain't here. But it's definitely time to smash him. Big Rube, and he's going to do the smash. Big Rube, what you got, my brother?
Big Rube, smash. What? Oh, sorry. My bad on the mic. It's Big Rube, smash. And I know it's probably talked about earlier, but the ignorance that I have to deal with on a daily basis really does nothing but piss me off. It's crazy because why in the world are we bombing the Boston Marathon? Really? Has it gotten that low that you have nothing else better to do but to set off some bombs where some people try to do some do some incredible things, like run a marathon that most people can't finish. So now we want to blow people up. You killed 2, you amputated 10 more, and then you hurt a whole bunch more. I mean, to me, it's just the ignorance is escalating to an all-time level. You know, I am for corporal punishment. I don't mind a little waterboarding if it's necessary. You know, but we really need to bring back the old days. You know, when they used to draw and quarter people. And for those of you who don't know what draw and quarter is, it's basically you get a rope tied to one hand, the other hand. You get a third rope tied to one leg, fourth rope tied to the other leg, and they tie those to the back of horses. And then they tell the horses, giddy up, and they all go at one time in a different direction. I don't think I need to finish that picture for you. You know, the reason why people do stupid-ish is because they know that, I'm going to put it out there, they know that the Americans aren't going to just kill them. You know, I'm sick of it. I'm ready to just, you know, some people just need to go. The natural selection needs to come into effect. We need to make a law for it. And if you do stupid things, it's time for you to go. Why am I wasting 15 years, 25 years of my taxpayer money putting you in a jail to quote-unquote be rehabilitated, quote-unquote, well, we can't kill people because it's inhumane. This dude just blew up a whole bunch of people, and you're going to, if we even find this guy, we're going to put him on death row. Okay, just put him on death row. He sits on death row for 10 to 15 years. It's called a bullet, 4 horses. I mean, I don't care how you do it. At this point in time, we need to really get strong. In other countries, you steal something, they cut your hand off. You steal again? No, not really. You touch little kids, they cut your penis off. You cut little kids no more? Nah, that ain't happening. You know? It's just time. I'm over it. I'm sick. This is sickening to see that we in America just decide that we want to just allow crap to happen and there's no real punishment. Jail's not a punishment anymore. Jail is 3 meals a day and I get to go work out in the yard. Hopefully I can survive that 40 years or whatever, and maybe when I'm 76 years old I get out to a world I don't even know, so I can commit a crime, so I go back to jail because I know what I know is jail. Really? I'm sorry. You kill somebody in cold blood, it's time to go. You know, if you start doing crazy-ish, I mean, it's time to go. I'm sick of spending all my money building jails because in the 3rd grade we determine how many kids going to be in jail, so we build another jail. Yo, real talk, out of 10 people, 8 of them kill somebody. Out of those 8, you kill 2 immediately. I bet those other 6 will wish they never did it, and the 2 who didn't do it at all is going to be like, I ain't never killing nobody. I ain't going to never see a gun. I don't care. I can put my hands on nobody. The problem is that we have become lax in our punishment. Even from kids, I don't want to spank my kid. Look, last time I checked, time out don't punish anybody. Except put them in the corner and make them look stupid. That's all I'm saying. You know? I'm not saying you got to smack your kid upside the face, but you can give your kid a whooping with a belt or a switch. I'm not saying you got to take their pants down, but yo, parents need to pull rank. Look, son, you just did some dumb-ish. I got to beat you. I do it because I love you, but if you do it again, I'm going to beat you even harder. Yo, and then those kids who become psychopaths at the age of 12, yo, I mean, what do you want me to tell you? Well, they'll learn. If you're a psychopath at the age of 12, you're done. You go into that natural selection pile. I mean, you can be mad at me, people, all you want, but it's real. I'm sick of protecting people who don't deserve to be protected. And I'm paying for it. And you paying for it. So why are you sitting here dealing with this?
And what's going to happen is we're going to find this dude who blew up these people, and he's going to be a kid who's been unloved, and nobody loved him, and nobody talked to him, and he just like, I'm mad at the world, so I'm going to blow up everybody in Boston. Now, if you blew up some people in Boston, it all depends on who they are. It is what it is. But you don't blow up the Boston Marathon, man. Get out of here. You blow up the people. You blow up the people who hurt you. Don't take it out on everybody else you don't know. I mean, it's natural selection. I'm over it. And until this country decides that they want to punish those in the way that they've punished the rest of us, we just going to keep seeing it. It's Big Rube. It's a smash. I'm out.
Natural selection. You wear your pants down. We cut your ass off. You do it again. We not having it.
Yo, that's right. You wear your pants down your ass. I mean, really? Last time I checked, the belt goes on for a reason. Hey, kids, if you're 12 and you're a $101, don't go into the store and buy the 4X jersey. I mean, really? Were you sleeping in that shit? Excuse me. You sleeping in that?
I think we heard the S word twice tonight.
I'm
right?
just like, yo.
Colin dropped it earlier.
But I'm just real, man. I mean, these kids are just doing dumb ish, and everybody's allowing it. I mean, I ain't got no kids, and don't say, well, you ain't got no kids, so you don't know. You a kid, so you know. I mean, unless you natural selection, you got common sense. Now, if you natural selection and you have more natural selection kids, then that's an issue we need to take care of another time. But real talk, if you know right from wrong and your kid's doing wrong, then you need to take care of your kid. Other than that, blessings to everybody out there. I hope families and people, get themselves together. It's so sad to hear about something like that happening. And now, we got to deal with the fallout. I'm sick of dealing with fallout. We need to punish people. And, the dude, and I'm just all over the place, the dude who got fired in Florida because he had a Trayvon Martin picture that he was hanging up in the shooting range. Oh, we was just using it to show not. Shut up, man. Really? Natural selection. You terrible. You should have got fired. You should have been put in jail for being stupid. We need stupid laws here. We do. We need laws that go under stupid so people realize that, if you do this, is this common sense? Yes, but you did it anyway. Go to jail. I'm over it. Get out of my face. I'm sick of paying for you. If you can't earn your round this planet the right way like everybody else, then it's time for you to go out in space and Star Trek and discover a new frontier or do something. I mean, y'all sit here laughing. I'm so serious, man. I'm sick of every day hearing about some idiot doing something, hurting people and stuff like that. I mean, Columbine, the 2 kids, because nobody loved them. Get the F out of here, man. Really? You went there and shot a whole bunch of kids because they ain't like you. How about you get your S together and who cares if they don't like you? Do you. Just don't go shooting up kids. If anything, go shoot your parents because they the fools who allowed you to be that way. It's just dumb. I'm so over it. I'm just sick of people blaming other people for stuff that when it's all said and done, it's some S that their parents didn't do as parents. And they blaming everybody else and blowing people up and shooting people and all this other dumbass. It's not our fault. You take care of the people who did it to you. If I did it to you, then shoot me. It is what it is. But if your parents can't treat you right as parents, then you need to leave them and become parent of yourself. I mean, we got kids 14 who are going to court. I don't want them to be my parents anymore. If I said that S when I was 14, mom and dad, I don't want you to be a parent, they'd better get the F out. Go deal with yourself. We don't got to go to court. Just leave and don't come back. And it'd been like, really? My bad. I didn't mean that, Mom. So I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? And these kids just going around doing this dumb. Parents, check your kids, man. Because if you don't check your kids, somebody else going to check your kids. I'm really out this time.
Unique made that point earlier on. She didn't make it quite as comically passionate as you did, but she made that point early on. Ain't no how stepping with Marcus J. That's Big Ruben and Smash. And I tell you, I'll be honest with you. That's a smash that I can definitely relate to. And we didn't have him for most of the show, but I think he made up for it, JR. I definitely think he did, Unique. I'm glad that we have him. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. Live from the Den, LegacyInternetRadio.com on MixLR. We appreciate everybody who listened to us tonight, everybody that hit us up on the fan page on Facebook, everybody that hit us up on the MixLR page. We had Jay Grizzy hit us up, the host of the Green Room version 2.0 with Jay Grizzy and Lissa P. heard here on this very airwave legacyinternetradio.com on Wednesdays from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. On legacyinternetradio.com. He's got his own MixLR, the Green Room V 2.0. Definitely check him out. He is the host of the show that we all started on, so we're definitely happy to have him, and we support him in his show. Debuting tomorrow at 7 p.m. right here on legacyinternetradio.com is the premiere episode of Enliven Radio, hosted by Steven Sykes. We're definitely excited to have him from 7 to 9 on legacyinternetradio.com. Of course, he's got his own MixLR, Enliven Radio, on MixLR, so we're definitely excited once again to have him part of the crew. legacyinternetradio.com, live from the den. Ain't no half step with Marcus J. I'm definitely glad and happy that we can continue to do this show. Thank you to Grizzy, thank you to S.Y. Butler, thank you to Arthur Desiree, Monique, and everybody else that hit us up. I can't name everybody. I saw y'all. Definitely can't name everybody, but charge it to not my mind, but charge it to the fact that we just didn't have time to get into everybody. At this point, I like to do my rant and my closing, and I appreciate you an opportunity, giving me the opportunity to indulge myself. Like many of you listeners, this weekend I had an opportunity to watch Iyanla Vanzant's interview with Earl DMX Simmons on her show Iyanla Fixed My Life, and like many of you, I came away disturbed and afraid, enlightened, and just downright shaken. Many emotions filled me. If you didn't see it or you don't know who Earl DMX Simmons is, all right, the Crib Notes version is this. In the late 90s, DMX was one of the hottest rappers in the game. His fiery rhetoric, towering anthems helped to usher in the resurgence to the hard-edge urban East Coast hip-hop that lost its luster during the age of West Coast gangsterism, Southern fried funk, and the flossing that you got, all the the people trying to act like the Lamborghinis was theirs and the gold chains was, all that kind of stuff. He came behind that. Okay, he debuted 5 straight records at #1 on the billboards. Quite frankly, he was the shit. Ooh, did I say shit? No, I said it twice. Okay. Little did we know at the time that the fire and the bravado we saw in such raw anthems as Get At Me Dog, What's My Name, Party Up, was a man devastated by a difficult home life, drugs, and alcohol. By 1998, by his own admission to Iyanla on the show, he was a full-blown crackhead. And sadly, he had a real cash flow to fuel his drug problem. Now, what was truly sad was the real impact that this drug addiction and the accompanying paranoia had on his family, most notably on his firstborn son, Xavier. Now, at the time of the interview, DMX and Xavier had not seen each other or spoken to each other in over a year, and the pain on both men's faces was clearly evident. DMX, appearing high during most of the interview, started off contrite, apologetic, sad, and even beaten. By the time his exploits were firmly laid out in front of him, though, he quickly moved to argumentative, combative, and downright rude, even cursing out the host and calling her the B-word right to her face. Again, in my expert opinion, he was manic and very likely high. Cocaine is a hell of a drug, y'all. Anyone who has seen Iyanla in action would know she ain't going for that. And as she told him, promising that he would see his son and try to make things right, she told him, "Look, man, you're not going to act like this on this show." And he changed his tune a little bit, just long enough to agree to the meeting. And you guessed it, didn't go very well. Xavier, pouring out his heart out to his father, asked if they could have a relationship, with DMX finally living cleanly and purely. Refusing, DMX ended the meeting by saying the next time they would see each other was at DMX's funeral. Sadly, this type of madness is not limited to Earl Simmons and his family. It's systematic in all communities. It was just laid out for us, and many of us had a little bit of extra empathy and sadness because we know Earl, or I should say DMX. This kind of disconnect, unfortunately, that happens in far too many homes and neighborhoods and communities and cultures. We should take the opportunity to use Earl as an example of what happens to a child when their father is lost. It's not to say that you can't be lost with the father. My point is there is a higher probability or possibility, I should say, that your father is lost, you're going to probably be lost too. Earl didn't have a father, therefore he wasn't able to be a present father for Xavier, and the disease of addiction all but sealed the deal. One thing that Earl said during the interview that really, really stayed with me was that he never had a father and he didn't know how to be one. I must say that I was fortunate enough to have a father. I had an older brother. I had 2 grandfathers. I had a couple of uncles, a bunch of big cousins, and they all gave me guidance. Many of the friends I came up with didn't have any of those male figures to look up to, and in some ways, neither did Xavier. The ironic part is, if you really studied Earl, you can see the love he had for his son, but sadly, he loved crack even more. That's the Murr. Marcus is an unrelated rant that ain't got nothing to do with what we in here talking about today. It's the end of the show. Thank you, everybody, for hollering at us, listening to us. Definitely make sure that you listen to the Enliven Radio tomorrow night in the Green Room version 2.0 with Jay Grizzy and Lissa P on Wednesday night. I want to say peace to all the stars and all the squares. Independence, y'all, is key to building your own legacy. Thank you for listening to us tonight. In the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. Those are the words of Bob Marley. You know how Steppin, Marcus J. Be back here next week. Peace.